Hello friends, welcome to my channel Eccentric Learning. Many videos on various quantitative aptitude topics like polynomials, quadratic equation, coordinate geometry, etc. has already been uploaded. I hope you guys are going through it. If not, some of the videos link has been given in the description box. Please go through it. Also, if you like my videos, then do subscribe my channel and also share with your friends. In today's video, we are going to start a new topic, inequalities, where we'll be seeing some basic concepts of inequalities and some questions related to it. So let us start with today's video. Suppose if we have a linear equation as x minus 4 equal to 0. So that means there is a specific value of x for which x minus 4 is equal to 0. And we know that if we take this minus 4 to the right hand side, in that case, this would be x is equal to plus 4. So that means at x equal to 4, this linear equation would be attaining a value which is equal to 0. But instead of this equal sign, there could be an inequality sign as well. For example, x minus 4 can be greater than 0, or x minus 4 can be less than 0, or x minus 4 can be greater than equal to 0, or x minus 4 can be less than equal to 0. So in all such cases, we won't be getting a specific value of x for which this inequality holds. Rather, we'd be getting a range of values of x for which this inequality is true. For example, if x minus 4 is greater than 0, we can take this minus 4 to the right side. In that case, this would be x greater than 4. In a similar way, for this case, this would be x less than 4. For this case, this would be x greater than equal to 4. For this case, this would be x less than equal to 4. So that means for any value which is greater than 4 would be satisfying this inequality. In a similar way, any value which is less than 4 would be satisfying this inequality, and any value which is greater than or equal to 4 would be satisfying this inequality, and any value which is less than or equal to 4 would be satisfying this inequality. Since inequalities gives us a range of values of x, so this can be represented on a number line. For example, x greater than 4 can be represented in the number line as this is 0, this is plus infinity, and this is minus infinity. So we need those values of x for which x is greater than 4. So suppose 4 is somewhere here. So any values which is greater than 4 and that is extending till infinity would be satisfying this inequality. In a similar way, any value which is less than 4 would be satisfying this inequality. And for x greater than equal to 4, any value to the right side of 4, including 4, would be satisfying this inequality. And for x less than equal to 4, any value to the left side of 4, including the value 4, would be satisfying this inequality. This range of values of x can also be written as x belongs to 4 to infinity, and we are closing this with an open bracket. So this open bracket means that we are taking all the values which is greater than 4 till plus infinity, but excluding 4. In a similar way, this can be written as x belongs to minus infinity to 4. And again here, we are using a open bracket since x equal to 4 does not satisfy this inequality. In a similar way, this x greater than equal to 4 can be written as x belongs to 4 to infinity, and here we are using a closed bracket. Since here x equal to 4 also satisfying this inequality, so that's why we are using a closed bracket here. In a similar way, this inequality can be written as x belongs to minus infinity to 4. And there would be a closed bracket since x equal to 4 also satisfies this inequality. So if we generalize this, we can say that x belongs to a comma b would be simply representing all values of x between a and b, excluding a and b. In a similar way, if we have been given as x belongs to a comma b using the closed bracket, in that case, it would mean that x will take all values between a and b, including a and b both. Also, sometimes we write the values as x belongs to curly bracket a comma b. So this simply means that x will take only values a and b. For example, if it has been given that x belongs to curly bracket 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. So this simply means that x will take only values 2, 3, 4, and 5. In a similar way, if it has been given as say x belongs to 2 open bracket comma 7 close bracket. So this means that x will take all values between 2 and 7 including 7 but excluding 2. So in this way, any range of values of x can be written in these forms. Now, there are some conditions which we need to remember whenever we are solving any question on inequality. But I won't suggest you to by heart these things. Rather, if you understand the logic, you can recall it whenever you want. For example, we know that 4 is greater than 3. Suppose if you are adding a positive number here. Suppose if you are adding 2, so in that case, this would be 4 plus 2 and this would be 3 plus 2. We know that 4 plus 2 is 6 and 3 plus 2 is 5 and 6 is greater than 5. In a similar way, say if we are subtracting minus 2 to both sides, so in that case, this would be 4 minus 2 and this would be 3 minus 2. 4 minus 2 would be 2 and 3 minus 2 would be 1, and we also know that 2 is greater than 1. So that means in case of inequalities, if we have two numbers such that a is greater than b, and if we are adding or subtracting a third number to it such that a plus minus c or b plus minus c, in that case the inequality sign will remain the same. That is, a plus minus c will be greater than b plus minus c. In a similar way, if you are multiplying or dividing a positive number c to this inequality, in that case, AC would also be greater than BC and A by C will also be greater than B by C, where C is a positive number, that is C is greater than 0. Let us take the same example. We know 4 greater than 3. So if we multiply 2 to both sides, in that case, this would be 4 times of 2 and this would be 3 times of 2. So this would be 8 and this would be 6. And we know that 8 is greater than 6. In a similar way, if we divide 4 greater than 3 by 2, so this would be 4 by 2 and this would be 3 by 2. And we know 4 by 2 is 2 and 3 by 2 is 1.5. And 2 is greater than 1.5. So if A is greater than B, and we are multiplying or dividing a positive number to it, then the inequality sign will also remain same. But if A is greater than B and if we are multiplying or dividing a negative number C to it, in that case, AC would be less than BC, or A by C would be less than B by C, where C is a negative number, that is C is less than 0. So that means if you are multiplying or dividing an inequality by a negative number, in such cases, the inequality sign gets reversed. For example, we know 4 is greater than 3. Let us try to multiply minus 2 to both sides. So in that case, this would be 4 times of minus 2, so that would be minus 8, and 3 times of minus 2, that would be minus 6. And we know minus 6 is greater than minus 8, so this inequality sign will get reversed. In a similar way, if we divide minus 2 to both sides, so this would be 4 upon minus 2 and this would be 3 upon minus 2. 4 upon minus 2 will give us the result as minus 2 and 3 upon minus 2 will give us the result as minus 1.5. And again, we know minus 1.5 is greater than minus 2, so the inequality sign will get reversed. So if A is greater than B, in such cases, A plus minus C would be greater than B plus minus C. And AC would be greater than BC, or A by C would be greater than B by C if C is greater than 0. But if C is less than 0, in such case, AC would be less than BC and A by C would be less than B by C. Now, let us see this question to understand the concepts more clearly. Find the range of values of x that satisfy the following inequalities. The first is 4x plus 3 less than 11, and the second one is minus 2 less than minus 3x plus 7 less than 4. So there are some range of values of x for which this inequality holds true. We need to find those range of values of x. So if we go for the first one, so this is 4x plus 3 less than 11. So we can take this 3 to the right side. So this would be 4x less than 11 minus 3, which would be 8. So 4x would be less than 8. So x would be less than 2. So any value which is less than 2 would be satisfying this inequality. So we can say that x belongs to minus infinity to 2. So the range of value of x which is satisfying this inequality is simply minus infinity to 2 excluding 2. Now let us see the second inequality. So minus 2 less than minus 3x plus 7 less than 4. Well, we can solve it separately or we can solve it directly as well. Let me show you both the methods. So the first one is minus 2 less than minus 3x plus 7 and minus 3x plus 7 less than 4. So if we solve the first inequality, in that case, I can bring this 7 to the left hand side. So this would be minus 2 minus 7 less than minus 3x. So this would be minus 9 less than minus 3x, which can also be written as minus 3x greater than minus 9. Now let us divide both sides by minus 3. So this would be x and this would be 3. And since we have divided with a negative number, so this inequality sign will get reversed. So this would be x would be less than 3. In a similar way, for the second part of the inequality, this would be minus 3x less than 4 minus 7, which would be minus 3. Again, we can divide this with minus 3. So this would be x and this would be 1, and the inequality sign will get reversed. So this would be x greater than 1. So x is less than 3 for the first part and x is greater than 1 for the second part. So the range of values of x which is satisfying this complete inequality will have to be the intersection or common range of values between x greater than 1 and x less than 3, which would be 1 less than x less than 3. So the range of values of x for which this inequality holds true is between 1 and 3. Now we can also solve this inequality directly. So let us try to see that as well. So it has been given as minus 2 less than minus 3x plus 7 less than 4. Since we are interested in the range of values of x, so let us try to remove this 7 from this minus 3x plus 7. So to do that, we need to subtract minus 7 from this whole inequality. So that would be minus 2 minus 7 less than minus 3x less than 4 minus 7, which would be giving us minus 9 less than minus 3x less than minus 3. Now here we have minus 3x. So let us try to divide this inequality by minus 3. So this would be 3, this would be x, and this would be 1. Since we have divided by a negative number, so the inequality sign will get reversed. So this would be x greater than 1 and less than 3, which can also be rewritten as in this way. So either we can solve this inequality separately in this way, or we can also solve this inequality directly. So that's it for today's video, in which we have seen some basic concepts of inequalities and some questions related to it. And in the upcoming videos, we'll be seeing some more concepts of inequalities like inequalities with modulus sign, quadratic inequalities, and so on. I hope you have learned something in today's video, but if you have any confusion, you can watch the video again, and still if you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment box. I will try to answer each one of your queries. So if you like my videos, then do subscribe my channel and also share with your friends. I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, and keep growing. Thank you.